Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Checked out another mystery movie type event, and just a FYI, because this video will be coming out this week, and this is now the month of May, and there's a lot of stuff going on this month. A lot of stuff going on personally, and not sure if I'm going to be able to be doing as many reviews as per usual because my family and I are going through a lot of changes, and you'll be hearing about those changes pretty soon. You actually might even see those changes on the channel, so I won't say anything, but a lot of good stuff is potentially happening to us in the near future, so kind of need to focus on that. But I will be doing videos, topic videos, more or less. But if I can get a movie in, I'll try my best. But just a FYI, just in case you guys see the lack of movie reviews after this one, which this one is going to be, excuse me, this one is going to be Hypnotic, which is written and directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring Ben Affleck and Alice Braga, I think that's her name, as well as William Flincher, forgot the name. Which tells a story of, as you may have guessed based on the title, a hypnotic that is played by William, that Ben Affleck, who is a traumatized cop who lost his daughter very recently, tries to discover the whereabouts of this hypnosis, and he discovers another hypnosis in the form of Alice Braca. They team up to try to take down the very powerful hypnotic, and through that Ben Affleck uncovers stuff about his past and stuff about his circumstance that may or not be all that it's all cracked out to be. So to say that it is, because funny enough, Robert Rodriguez introduced the film, and he made it clear to not say any spoilers, so out of respect I will try not to give anything away about the film. And the film's had an interesting history. I believe this was an idea that he's been trying to do for many years, and I don't think anybody wanted to back the idea. And from watching the film, I can kind of understand why. And I believe he invested his own money into this, and invested quite a bit of money, if I understand correctly. And it also had a in-progress screening, which I've never heard before in my life, at I believe it was South by Southwest, which got some decent reception when it was shown. I think that's very stupid to be putting out a movie that's still in progress. I mean, put it out when it's done, you know. But I mean, do what you will with whatever your projects you're working on. But to say that the film is clever and twisty and has a profound style or has some level of substance, I think would be in and of itself a hypnosis, because the film is very, very, very stale and incredibly predictable, and it's a film that believes it has merit, and it's a film like the idea of hypnosis. It's a film for the weak-minded of people, because the the film itself thinks that it's so profound and it has such a emotional center, and it really, really doesn't, because what the film struggles with so much is twofold. One, a craftsmanship that is appealing. It is clearly riffing off of the likes of Nolan, and just the way that it tries to portray boldness and some ideas of complexity that Nolan wishes to flex sometimes. And like, it takes a great inspiration from like stuff like Tenet and other pieces of his. Like, it's trying so hard to be a Nolan film, but it comes off more sappy and just so clunky and just dull. Like, the whole thing, like, just from its visuals and just the attitude of it, the way that like there's action sequences, but they're really not action sequences, but the film is telling us that they're action sequences because of the big booming music in the background that again echoes stuff like Hans Zimmer would create in the past with Nolan. It's almost like the film is like it's like trying to tell us. It's like, excuse me, guys, we have a lot of music playing in the background. It's very loud and bombastic. That means there's an action sequence happening right now. Like it's almost like the music itself is almost trying to alert the audience, like, hey, this is where the tension's supposed to be, and it's just like nothing, none of it was tense. None of it really was that creative. I knew every angle of it. I mean, um, I knew exactly about the point of what Ben Affleck's character was. I knew what was happening. There was an aspect of him that I didn't pick up on, and when I found that part out, it just actually made the situation even worse. Like it just made it seem even more pathetic, and more outdated, and more just um, lifeless. Like because the film, I, I'm not sure if he did ever rewrite the film prior, or if he just kind of just stuck with the basis of what he probably had, like maybe what 20 years ago. Because this feels like a film that should have been released in like the 90s. Like it just has that B level quality to it, and it's not even that like appealing B level quality. It's just notably uh uh troubled. Like there's like just the performances are like, because that was the first problem that I had, was that the craftsmanship is just so dull. And for another to match that is that the performances around are just bad. Ben Affleck is trying so hard to be emotional, but I can't buy it. I can't buy the circumstance. They try so hard with the big music again. They try to illustrate the point that this is an emotional scene. I mean, feel the music. The music's coming in. It's a very, very emotional scene. And you see Ben Affleck trying very hard. It's almost like Ben Affleck himself. It's almost like you know how in when they were filming Tenet, like all the cast were like, we don't know what was going on. You can literally see that on Ben Affleck's face as he is acting through Hypnotic, but it is not in the context of I don't understand this. It's in the context of what am I what am I doing? You know, um, and um, it's it's very, very stale. It's very dull. It lacks so many dimensions, and it thinks it's so bold, and it thinks it has such a rich and twist. Like Robert Rodriguez himself, I mean, he really set it up improperly. Like he made it like as if this film had so many twists and turns. It's such a twisty and such a complex film. Please don't spoil it. I won't, out of respect, um, but if you are, if just like the art of hypnosis, like the art of hypnosis, you have to be weak-minded to really appreciate the film. If you are someone like me who actually is a little bit more of a strong-willed, because ultimately, I mean, that's what the film's about. It's about strong wills, because they're trying to make this out as if it's more complex, and it's not. I mean, it's like I know what the definition of hypnosis is, and this film tries to bend that definition, or tries to make it out as if you don't really know what you're saying. It's like it again, it preys on that weak-minded sensibility. Like you have to be, I'm not saying stupid, because I don't want to call anybody that, but you have to be, you have, like you can't concentrate on the film, because if you do, then you'll understand that the film really is lifeless. But if you choose to not concentrate on it, then you might think that there's some merit to it. So I think that it very much it relies on your attention span and just how invested you are into it. Like I had people laughing in the theater, like they were just and I don't believe that it was because that the film was a thrilling, piece that it thinks it is. Like, no, I think that people were just so, just, just shocked by it, because of just how painfully dull it is, and how painfully um, standard it is. Like, it is not a film that is complex in any sense of the imagination. It is a film for the weak-minded. It is a film for people who have never really explored a movie outside of, like something that Michael Bay maybe presented. Like it's a film that thinks that it is so rich and filled with substance, and it is as hollow as something can get. It is like there's nothing really to the film. Like I was on autopilot the entire time watching it. Like I just didn't care, because I knew everything that was going on. And the film wants me to somehow psych myself into thinking that, oh, well, maybe I don't really know what's going on. And I did. I knew every single bit of the film, every single bit. The only bit that I didn't know made it even more stupider. It didn't even make it more interesting. It just cemented my feeling that this is just stupid. And it was, I just, like, I think conceptually there is something of merit to it. Like, if you were to approach this in a different way, I could see where this could be kind of fun and kind of interesting, but it's just so obvious. It's just so pathetic and just so lazily crafted. Like, it's this, no. And and just the obvious, like, rips. Like, I know that he was inspired by Nolan by making this, and the fact that he thinks that he can go for boldness that Nolan does, and that he can reach the depths that Nolan does, is absurd. And to think that this is anything remotely close to what Nolan crafts and is any league of that, no, it is. No. I watched the trailer and I knew exactly what was going on. I knew exactly about what was happening with Ben Affleck. It was just super obvious. Again, no spoilers, but yeah, I thought it was very stupid and very obvious, and just so immature. Like, I wish that it was performed well. I wish the actors took it seriously, and I wish that the director himself took it more seriously, because it just feels so. It just feels like a childlike version of itself, and that to me is what really turned me off from it. It wasn't a film that was really taking itself seriously. It thinks it's taking itself seriously, but really it's not. The film, in some ways, is under a form of hypnosis itself. It's not a film that actually understands the reality of what it is. It believes itself to be one thing, but really it is something else entirely. It believes it's bold, it believes it's profound. What it really is just stupid, ridiculous, and just plain obvious. And I just found myself just so bored. And yeah. So yeah. So so that's my thoughts on Hypnotic. As you could tell, I really liked it. No, I appreciate that that he was able to finally get what his. I love when any director is able to work on something that that they had a passion for, an idea for, and they bring it to life. But please, like, just have the passion, have the craftsmanship, know what you're trying to do, know what you are actually making. Because, like I said, I feel like the film itself is under its own form of hypnosis, thinking that it's one thing, when really it's really, really not. But that's my thoughts on Hypnotic. I would really not recommend it. But you guys let me know your thoughts if you guys choose to go see it. Do you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Did you guys think like me, where I thought it was just stupid and super obvious? You guys let me know in the comment section below. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this month's gonna be a bit tight, so hopefully I'll be putting out more reviews in the future. Not sure, but I guess we'll see. But I will talk about more about what's going on in the future. And believe me, you will definitely see changes happening pretty soon around here. So, but all in due time. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.